The following portion of Showcase is sponsored by Trustice Law Group. If you ever get charged with a crime, whether you're guilty or not, it's important to know how to deal with the situation. So joining us with advice from Trustice Law Group is Shameka Rhoades, CEO and managing attorney. All right, question. When someone is facing a criminal charge, how does the defense actually work, and why does acting early really make a difference for most people?
So acting early gives the defendant and their attorney time to plan out their defense. And I know people think, oh, well, if I'm guilty, it doesn't matter. It does, because whether you think you're guilty or not, the Commonwealth has to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. And there may be technicalities or things that had to be done that weren't done. And getting early advice helps you to be able to plan.
So in that early range, when should someone call a defense attorney? Do you feel like most people are waiting too long?
Yes, they are waiting until 2 weeks before they go to trial to call and say, hey, I have this case coming up. Could you help me?
By the way, can you come with me?
They need to call the moment they are arrested. If they aren't able to call, they need to have family call. They need an attorney immediately, because there are evidence that needs to be preserved. There are things that need to be done. There are motions that need to be filed, and you need to get someone in to help you as soon as possible.
Okay, so timing matters a lot when it comes to criminal defense. Absolutely. What happens when someone tries to like DIY, and say, I don't need someone, maybe I'm innocent, I don't need someone to help? How does that usually go down?
It normally does not go well.
Okay.
I will tell you, there are a lot of innocent people in prison because they didn't think that they needed to have an attorney, or I didn't do anything wrong, so I don't need to have someone come represent me, or it makes me look guilty if I have a lawyer. No, it makes you look like you are protected. It makes you look like your rights matter, which they do. And so trying to do it by yourself, because when people go into court by themselves, the judges are obligated to still treat them as though what the law is. And they don't know all of the language and all of the rules that the attorneys do, because this is what we do on a daily basis.
Right.
And they are held to the same standard though. And so it normally does not go well.
I think we have a culture now of DIY or putting it into, ChatGPT. That is not going to help you when it comes to legal defense.
YouTube is not going to teach you how to represent yourself.
That only works in the movies.
It does.
So what is the difference? It's not the same in real life. What is the difference between charges being reduced versus charges being dismissed in a case?
So reduced usually means if someone is charged with a felony, the Commonwealth may bring the charge down to a misdemeanor, and the person will then be convicted of that. Dismissed means the charge goes away and the person is not convicted at all.
Okay.
So those things are different, and every situation is different. And so what I tell people is, don't look at your friend's situation and go, oh, well, their charge got dismissed, mine should be dismissed, because those situations may be different. The facts may be different. And so sometimes the best outcome is getting it reduced from a felony to a misdemeanor. For example, a grand larceny is if you steal something over $1,000, it becomes grand larceny. Well, they may decide to reduce it down to petty larceny, which is a misdemeanor, and so that may be much more beneficial to having the felony grand larceny charge. And then it may be a case where your case gets dismissed because maybe the alleged victim didn't come to court, or the item wasn't really stolen, or who knows for what reason. So those things are different.
Shameka, again, reminding us why having the right legal person with us is a lot better to help us navigate that situation. It can be very complicated, so you can get help. Schedule your consultation with Trustice Law Group. You can scan that QR code that you see on your screen right now, or go online to trustice.us, follow on social media, or call 804-570-1827. Thank you for all of this great advice today, and the preceding portion of Showcase was sponsored by Trustice Law Group.